What's up, everybody? It is Lewis back with another UFC Fight Night full card prediction and breakdown where I'll be going over every single fight for Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez UFC Fight Night. And here we go. Let's start it off straight away. We got Juliana Miller taking on Carly Jadis. Juliana Miller sucks. I mean, that's you know, the most obvious thing I could say. Carly Jadis actually has skill. Not much, but a little bit. Okay, so she'll win. She'll get this one done. Probably knock her out. But then Juliana Miller's like non-knockoutable or something. I don't know. I hope Carly Jadis wins. Just please, please for the pick, please. Here we go. We got Jordan Levitt taking on Yadir Devaye. Okay. I've never seen Yadir fight, but he's 10-0. Jordan Levitt is 12-3. He's not the best fighter in the world. He is a fighter. Just gonna say that. And Yadir Devaye, he does have some decent wins. He is 10-0 after all, to where it's probably going to be the favorite in this matchup, right? He beat Isaac Dogarian, right? He took on Matthews and beat him by submission as well. So I think he gets this one done. The Cuban problem, I think that's what they call him. So I think he gets this one done over Jordan Levitt. I think Jordan Levitt is just not that guy. And also, Yadir striking might be a bit more crisp than Jordan Levitt. So I'm going to go with him. Next, Phil Rowe taking on Jean-Paul Lebosniani. I'm going with Phil Rowe because his name's easier to pronounce. Okay, this guy's on his debut. Phil Rowe is a tough ask, right, for anybody on their debut. So I think, Phil Rowe could get maybe a sneaky KO win here, right? Being long, having that range. I mean, if you look at it, he has 80.5 inches of reach compared to 72 and 44 inches of leg reach. And he's 6'3". I've seen matchups like this where the other guy just cannot create, trying to get past that void. So I think Phil Rowe is going to get this one done by knockout, probably in the first or second round where he has a decent gas tank and cardio. So I'm going to go with Philip Rowe. Next, Ramiz Brahimaj taking on Punahele Soriano. I'm going Punahele Soriano. He's a decent striker, pretty good striker, southpaw. This other guy is really good at submissions. I've never seen this guy fight a day in my life. But I've seen Punahele Soriano fight. I think he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns a little bit. And I think he's going to be measured on the feet. Could get this one done by KO. Maybe some good body shots, backing up the wrestler who's trying to go for submissions and being strong in the clinch as well. I think he can get this one done. Moving on. We have Nora Cornell versus Jocelyn Edwards. This is the second time they fought. Did not see the first one. I'm going to go with the decision queen, Jocelyn Edwards. I'm going to go with Jocelyn Edwards getting this one done. She did lose to Nora Cornell in the first fight that they had, but that was a long time ago. More decision wins came after that. Okay, so I'm going to go Jocelyn Edwards to get this one done by decision again. Here we go. We got Alden Correa taking on Luis Gurule. I don't know what it is. I'm going to go with Alden Correa. I think he gets this one done. He has the height. He has the reach and the leg reach as well. Right, 5 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. He gets fights done, right? And won his last fight over with a KO. I think he can get this one done by KO as well. And yeah, I've never seen Luis Gurriel fight. So that maybe I'm a little biased. I think I've seen Alden Correa fight. So I'm not a little biased at that point. So I'm going to go with Alden Correa to get this one done. Next, we have Ode Osborne taking on Alibi Idrid. I don't know how to say these fucking names. I wish I was better at names. I don't know names. Okay. I'm going to go with the guy who's 11-1. Respectfully. Ode Osborne is 13-9. He's not good. He's going to get beaten by this guy from Kazakhstan because this guy from Kazakhstan's better. Sure, hopefully. Next, Chidi and Njokuani taking on Carlos Leal. Chidi and Njokuani is going to get this one done very easily. He's 6'3", 80 inches of reach. His striking is crispy. His leg reach is just better. I think he pieces up Carlos Leal for a KO victory in the second round. I don't think that this is going to be any much of challenge for Chidi and Njokuani. This is probably a get-right matchup for him, right? So I think he gets this one done by knockout in the first round. Moving on. Zachary Reese, and this is the main card now. Chat. Okay, here we are. Woo. Moving on, we have Zachary Reese taking on Michel Pereira. They're taking each other on here. I'm going to go with Zach Reese. Michel Pereira is a decent fighter to pick. He has really good cardio, but I think Zach Reese is just going to piece him up on the feet. He's 6'4", 77 inches of reach. Michel Pereira is a big middleweight, but so is Zach Reese. I think this is a get right. Another win on Zach Reese's record that's actually pretty good. Gives him somebody who he could beat up on and kind of make a statement in this division of middleweight. Moving on. Okay, can I move on to geez? What is this? The screens is bugging. Next, we got Jacob Smith taking on Josiah Harrell. Both guys are 11-0. Both guys are pretty good. I'm gonna go with the guy who's 5'10" with 72 inches of reach. I'm gonna go with Jacob Smith to get this one done. He is a pretty good prospect, right? He beat Parsons by KO, beat Nico Price, which is not saying much, but he beat him by submission. But decent prospect. 8 wins by knockout, 7 first-round finishes. I think I'm going to ride the hot hand and go with Jacob Smith here to get this one done. Next, moving on, we have Sergey Spivak taking on Ante Delija. I'm going to go with Ante Delija getting this one done. I think he can do a good job of mitigating Sergey Spivak's takedowns, and also he is a member of the Tom Aspinall camp, so I think they kind of know how to beat Sergey Spivak already. Sergey Spivak is okay. He's fine. I don't think he's anything special. I think Ante Delija is just better overall heavyweight than Sergey Spivak. So I think he gets this one done by knockout against Sergey Spivak. Next, we have Dan Ige taking on Melquiziel Costa. Yeah. Yo, give me the unk. Yo, give me Dan Ige. When Costa fights, I don't buy it. You know what I mean? I don't buy it. I don't know, Jib. He has a lot of good wins, but I think he can get KO'd by Dan Ige here. Dan Ige is a tough cookie. He's a tough customer to come by, right? Especially in this matchup. He's tough, right? He's not an easy win, right? I think he can get on the inside of Costa and be able to find that chin. But who knows? Dan Ige could just get pieced up for 3 rounds, and I don't know. I don't know ball, really. But I'm going to go with Dan Ige for the Unks getting this one done and getting his 20th win. Next, we have Jeff Neal taking on Uros Medic. It's tough. It's tough. In order to pick a Unk, you have to be able to think about it and say to yourself, I don't think this Unk is past the hill. Right? Uros Medic knocks people out. Right? Beat Muslim Salikov by KO. Knocked out Gabriel Urbino, which is a free win. He's awful. But then lost to Punahele Soriano by KO in the first round. Both southpaw. Jeff Neal, a southpaw. Hits really hard. He's still a really good fighter, Jeff Neal is. So I'm going to go with Jeff Neal getting this one done. I don't know if he'll be the favorite. I think this might be an even odds matchup. But I'm going to go with Jeff Neal because let's be honest, yeah. Jeff Neal is only losing to guys who are amazing. He's only losing to Carlos Prates and Neil Magny and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Like, he beats everybody else but the top 5. So I don't think Uros Medic is going to be able to really sit here and, try to mess up with my brain about this pick. I think Jeff Neal's going to get this one done. Maybe by decision. I think he gets this one done. Next, moving on, is the main event. We're here at the main event already. We have Sean Strickland taking on Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Sean Strickland coming off of a loss to Dricus du Plessis. That's the last time he fought, which was 1 year ago. Then you got Fluffy, who's just destroying people in his wake every single time he gets the chance. He breaks guys down and beats them. He submits guys, destroys them. He is basically going to beat you up the entire time, right? I'm going to go with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez by a 4th or 5th round TKO to ground and pound. I think Sean Strickland is a good fighter, but I don't like this matchup for him because I don't think he's going to be able to give Anthony Hernandez anything on the feet to really worry about. I don't think he has the style where he could just grapple, and just be okay. He doesn't scare me on the feet, and he also doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, right? Obviously, takedown defense is good, but he's never against a good wrestler, he's getting taken down, right? You know what I mean? So I think Anthony Hernandez is going to be able to push that pace and then land really good shots, put that pressure on Sean Strickland, right? Sean Strickland can be susceptible to backing up, right? But who knows? Sean Strickland may be able to get into the face of Anthony Hernandez and kind of just beat him up with a jab and a teep kick, right? I don't expect Sean Strickland's game to really change that much, right? I expect it to be very similar. Jab to left hook, right hook, and then a teep kick, right? I think Anthony Hernandez is going to walk him down and just really get that pressure going in a smaller octagon. I think he's going to be able to find the hips of Sean Strickland, stay in the clinch, and make it boring kind of in certain moments, but really put that pace and pressure on Sean Strickland. So I think Anthony Hernandez is going to get this one done. And eventually, when it gets to round 3 and 4, we can eventually start seeing those takedowns land. And then Anthony Hernandez is staying there for minutes, right? More than half the round, right? So I'm going to go with Anthony Hernandez getting this one done by TKO to ground and pound in the 4th or 5th round. I think he's going to be too much for Sean Strickland's cardio, and I don't think Sean Strickland is ready for that. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much. Those are my picks for the full card breakdown for Sean Strickland taking on Anthony Hernandez. This Saturday, I will be going live for a fight companion. You guys can be here while I react and watch the fights on my own. And we could be in chat. We could be talking about it. And thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, take it easy. Peace out. See you Saturday.